Tom. Good luck indeed. Hello everybody, Tom Fox here, welcome back to more Star Fox Zero. In the last episode, Venom disappeared on us as we went through Sector Omega, so now we have to find this tiny rink-dink planet by heading back to Corneria. As General Pepper says, there is a way to still get to Andross. However, Androsian invasion.
I cannot establish contact with General Pepper. All units, head for the tower. Heads up, enemy fighters incoming.
I can take care of these guys.
Slippy, no! Wait, might die. Slippy, yes! Got him.
I'll take point. Watch my back, Fox. Okay, hotshot.
Okay, hotshot. This level is not like the Corneria that we first went through. It is significantly more difficult. It's Corneria. But as you see, I'm getting hit a lot by the enemies here. There is a lot to take in on this level, and a lot that can go wrong. This is also actually one of the hardest ones to get a medal on, so I gotta start shooting at these fireballs here so I can get more points. Whew. Slippy's more or less gonna be driving out a lot of the enemies here. If you go under this waterfall, there's a bomb. Bombs are always useful. I rarely use them though, for whatever reason. Oh, I missed that. Whoa, I'm getting... Oh boy. Getting in there, shooting these guys. That tower still collapsed from the first mission we did.
They're on the tank. Fox, help me out here.
Trying to, Pepe!
Good going, Fox. Don't go dying on me yet, Fox.
Oh, I'm really low on health, actually. So I do give you warnings about when you're supposedly dying here.
Yikes! Where'd you come from?
Saws! We can deal with them. Just blow them up. Blow up the sharks! Instead of going around the edge here. This is also probably one of the easiest medals to get, because you just get all of them at the same time.
General Pepper, please respond. Come on.
This is bad. Fighters are pouring from the sky.
All this attention makes a guy feel loved.
The Tower's Secret, Phase 2. We need to kill 30 enemies here. And I think, like, killing the big guys only counts as one, unfortunately. But I managed to get that guy, so I'm okay with that now.
Careful. Looks like things are about to get rough.
Yep. A lot of enemies here showing up to try and take us out. Fortunately, we did get those 3 gold rings before we ended up going through here. I wish I hadn't squandered all of my bombs. But you could do that. I think if you U-turn through something, it doesn't actually hurt you. There's a lot here. That's one down!
Show those monkeys who's boss.
Whoa, Falco, easy there, buddy. Someone behind me. Someone trying to give me the sauce. I'll give them the sauce. I don't even know. All this sauce I'm packing here. That one's dead. Weakened him up nice and good. There we go. Whoops, I want to do a U-turn. like that. I like how it's, like, in some areas you can kind of hear it making the, so the number just turned red there. That means you're running out of time to kill enemies.
Well done. Now, hurry, Fox. We have to act immediately. General! We decommissioned this teleporter, but Andross has somehow taken control of it. It leads straight to Venom. The danger it poses is unthinkable. Follow me. Let's finish this.
I'm picking up huge energy readings. Watch out!
What's that thing doing here?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the stage, the Giggorilla.
We need to take out that Giggorilla.
This boss is actually very, is hard to think about when you initially think about it, although I screwed up there, so I'll have to rethink my strategy here. This boss can be very easy. You're gonna try to, oh god. Oh wow, okay. He just knocked me out of his, out of the thing there. Alright, I think if you hit B, yep, you do a U-turn. What you're gonna wanna do with that is basically you want to get behind him as quickly as possible, pull a U-turn on him, and start aiming for his backside. He's gonna turn around and start doing a swipe attack. If you stay in walker mode while he's doing this, then you most likely won't get hit by any of his attacks. Whoops, I meant to hit B. Although, now he's heading over there to pick something up, so if that's the case, you want to get into flight mode as soon as possible. Also, in the same as he did in... Oh my god, I can't believe I hot-shotted my way through that. I did it again. Whoa! In the same fashion as before in Area 3, he's he can destroy an area that has a metal in it, which is what I was trying to get across the entire time. At this point now, you want to try to get to his bum here. Switch into this mode here and hack him. And just like that, we've taken down the Giggorilla. I would not recommend trying to do this in flight mode because it is really hard. Utilizing the walker is definitely the best way to go about beating the Giggorilla. IMO. 330, I think. 370! Good lord, we weren't even close to that one. Yeah, that one's a ridiculously hard one. That's one of the ones I recommend the Falco amiibo for. Just to give you that extra oomph in firepower.
So, you must be James McCloud's son,
Andross. Andross?
Well, I was wondering when you'd show up.
Look! The portal is closing!
I'm going it alone. Fox, go! Fox!
Fox!
Our path to Venom has now opened, but in reality, it only opened for us.
Fox, do you copy? General, mind explaining what's going on? I suppose I'd better. We originally developed this teleportation device with Andross to bring peace to the galaxy. But he grew mad with power and claimed the technology for his own twisted purposes. When we discovered the truth, we decided to teleport Andross to another dimension. And it worked. We could never have done it without your father, Fox. But now Andross is back, and he's brought some new toys with him. He's even gained control of our teleporters. If this continues, the entire Lilat system will be in his clutches. We must do whatever it takes to stop Andross and destroy this technology. We need you, Fox. Will you help us?
Count on it. Andross won't get away with this.
So Venom itself was one huge teleportation device. Surely something here can lead us to Andross. Hurry, Fox. Time is critical.
Yeah, this is Venom. This rinky-dink tiny planet that's also a giant death base and teleporter is Venom. Remember in Star Fox 64 how giant the planet was and how intimidating it looked? Of course, you can't do everything easily here. The planet is covered in turrets. And in my regard, in my case, I just want to take out all the turrets as many of the turrets as possible. We've got these trenches here. Very Star Wars. I approve. If you hold down ZL, instead of targeting onto a single objective, you'll zoom the camera out, which will allow you to see more of the planet. Which is really useful. But what I recommend doing, even if this is your first time here, is going around and destroying all of the turrets that are here. Unless that is if you're not confident in your dogfighting abilities. Because these things do drop health pickups. Although I guess they do stay like permanently, so you don't have to worry too much about that. I also thought there were laser pickups somewhere around here too, but I thought the turrets had them, but I guess not. There's a gold ring, helping out with the extra lives there. Oh, bombs. You can only carry 5 bombs at a time. I never mentioned that before, but yeah, five is the maximum bombs.
Energy beam? Where is it coming from?
Yeah, if you get lost, then General Pepper will kind of guide you in the right direction. I think I'm gonna do a U-turn here, hopefully not crash and die. There we go. If you can go through the trench here. Somewhere in here there's a laser upgrade, which is super useful, so I really want it. There it is. It's like so it's in the center area. Got it. Alright, let me take out another one of these. And let's head. Alright, I think I've destroyed as many of the turrets as I'm gonna need to destroy, honestly. I'm trying to find that area. Okay, so it's the giant energy beam up there. It would have been amazing if, like, this planet was more in line with how it was in Star Fox 64. And, in terms of its size anyway, and it still had all these, like, crazy gadgets and technology in it. That'd be insane looking. Alright, let's switch over to cockpit view so we can get a good look inside here. We got another laser upgrade in here. I knew there was one in there. And we can hack this, we can hack the shield generator, surrounding the interior of Venom.
The beam is weakened. Keep it up, Fox.
Alright, and then let's go in and find out what we gotta do now.
That's as far as you go, Star Fox.
I do hope you like our new toys.
Quadrupedal Assault Vehicle Hunter.
You're even dumber than your old man.
We now have to fight all of Star Wolf by ourselves. And they also have a new ground-based vehicle, much faster and sleeker than our ground-based vehicle. They will get behind you, they will hide in the trench, they will follow you into the trench, which becomes an issue, which definitely becomes an issue. But if you can manage to get them in the trench, it becomes a lot easier to take them down. And on top of that, oh man, they're fast. Nope, he's going out. On top of that, one of the things you could do for a medal in this is to defeat them in the trench.
You're good, but not good enough.
You're good, but I'm better. If they're in their hunter forms, they will not be able to. They can just sit there and just fire at you willy-nilly, but they can't dodge any attacks like they can in the air. They're fast on the ground, but generally they'll try to stop and shoot at you. If you kill them, though, I believe they drop the golden rings. Nope, they drop different upgrades as well. So I didn't hit Pigma at all.
I get it. Now leave me alone.
Andrew's down. He dropped a gold ring. Woo! Okay, Wolf. Are they? Yep, Pigma's tailing me right now. Pigma's down. Wolf was transformed into the hunter mode. But that's not gonna be enough.
Bested by a fox. Impossible.
You can go after them in the walker form as well. I just find it easier to do it from the air because it's easier to dodge attacks that way. But now that we've taken them out, they held the keys to the shield generator.
I'm coming for you, Andross.
We're all counting on you.
Phase 2, the Corridor of Illusion. As we see here, you got split paths. What you need to do is just choose one. Doesn't matter which one, but if you choose the wrong one,
Trust your instincts.
you get sent back to the beginning of the area. So, finding out that that was the wrong one, let's head down this left path and see that things did indeed change. Now we have these bricks here. Really only ever seen like in the teleport. Oh my god! Head down the right path. Got a gold ring there. So that's good. A lot of this is very much homage, like homage, sort of an homage to Star Fox 64 and how, like, you're supposed to get through there. But, unfortunately, I got teleported back again. I couldn't remember the right path off the top of my head.
Follow me, Fox. What? Over here, Fox.
But if you get it wrong twice in a row, then this illusion, this sort of stressful illusion of your father comes out to help you.
This way, Fox.
Oh, I didn't realize it also reset your gold rings as well. Does it reset the power-ups as well? It does!
Don't ever give up, my son.
Vertical columns coming at you hot. Bombing one of them. This is gonna be close. Let's do close in, and it becomes relatively difficult. Oh, but he can just pass through them no problem because he's James McCloud. James McCloudy boy. Got a gold ring here. And in one of these we can get the metal ring. Oh, there it is.
Over here, Fox.
And then we get our... There we go. Or maybe it was...
Go any farther, there'll be no turning back.
I don't remember what the path was. I think it might have been like left, right, left or something like that for the actual path. If you can do it by yourself, then you get a medal for it. It's just a matter of memorizing the path as you go through it, or just like getting it wrong a couple times, following what James does, and then coming back.
It seems you're determined to see this through. Very well. Follow me, Fox.
So even though there were no enemies here, I got hits. If you get a laser upgrade when you don't need to upgrade your laser anymore, you'll get hits for it.
I've been waiting for shall soon be mine to command as I see fit. Opposing me is truly a death sentence. Just ask your father.
So now we're fighting Andross. His first attack will be to launch lasers at you. As well as like pieces of his fortress there. Once he's done with that, switch into cockpit mode. Once in cockpit mode, you can see that there are some glowing platforms. Those platforms will lead you to where Andross is, a way to get inside that fortress there. You can also judge it if you got an eagle eye by which platforms fire the last things here. We are going to be fighting Andross here. He is invulnerable to the most attacks here. But when he does something, his hands will glow red, so you want to start going for those. You notice his eyes like sort of twitch a little bit as well. But if you can manage to hit his hands for long enough. Oh boy. You want to, if he's going to attack, then try to roll. Most of them you can get out of it by rolling like twice. The one that's a little bit more difficult is the one where his hand is above you and he comes down with a crushing blow. That one you want to roll twice away from his you want to roll twice away from whatever hand, or roll twice away from whatever side his thumb is on. Managed to do that. His hand blows up. But unfortunately, that's only the beginning of our woes, as once he does that, he sinks back down and starts charging up his attack again. We have no indication if this is actually doing anything to him, but in destroying his hands, we are making it easier on us in terms of like getting an attack off on him. So you can see there, that one that had the lasers firing last has an opening in it. Whoops! Oh boy. Whew. I think I was gonna make that. I prefer doing this fight in not cockpit mode, but cockpit mode is useful. This is a new attack! Similar to the enemies in the desert, he will grapple onto you. If you shoot at the hand, at his hand before he manages to pull you in all the way, you will be able to break free. However, if you don't, you will take some damage, and I'm gonna lose my plasma laser in this, aren't I? Well, not if he does the punch, so I'm good with that. You're always gonna be firing at that hand anyway, so it's not really that big of a deal. When it's above you and you feel confident enough, you can just fire at the hand like directly above you, and it'll be really easy to get him there. There we go. His hand is down. Oh boy! I'm gonna go ahead and grab this. I think that resets the counter. I might be wrong though, but it did give me an extra 3 hits because I already had a plasma laser going into it. Keep your eyes on the prize. All right, and our prize is up here. Oh boy. There we go. His head on his own is a little bit more difficult. When he's shaking like that, he's gonna come in for oh no, wait, I was wrong. When he's shaking like that, he's charging up an attack. But when he's shooting the debris, you could just shoot right through it. If his mouth is just hanging open like that, that's when he's gonna go in for a bite attack, I think. Nope, never mind. There it is! The bite attack is by far the worst one, because it's really hard to, like, see coming. Shooting debris at you, you could literally just stand in one spot and shoot at it, and you won't have to worry about it at all. Alright, he's dizzy now, so what you want to do is go into R-Wing, get behind him, turn around with the B button, and shoot the back of his head as quickly as possible. This is another attack of his, the laser. He shoots it out of his eyes at ground level, and then starts spinning. Occasionally, he'll change the height of it to try and trick you into hovering into it. You do not be fooled by it. Here comes the debris. If he's just sort of like staying still for a while, you can expect the bite attack. Alright, he's dizzy again. Let's get over to the other side of him. Turn to Walker, turn around, aim up. And get him. But we're not done yet.
I won't let you escape. You will perish here with me. You won't live long enough to regret your foolhardy bravado, Fox.
Oh boy. So here's a little fun fact. In this mode, your controls are reversed. You want, when he's charging back, you want to go to the same side that he's on. Because he'll try to bite you. I'm not sure if he can actually kill you this way. I've never lost to it before. After a few bites...
You have to make it back to your friends, Fox.
Dad!
Curse you, James the Clown. Why won't you stay dead?
You've become so strong, Fox.
And just like that, we've accomplished our mission. Shooting Andross in the back of the head with the charge laser grants you a medal.
Fox, you're all right! Way to go!
That was some fine work out there.
Is something wrong, Fox?
No, nothing. Nothing's wrong.
And with that, we have beaten Andross. And have gotten ourselves another medal. We've gotten 3 medals here so far. One from the rings, one from shooting Andross with the charge laser, and one from, one from hits. But we're far from done. If you think this Let's Play is over, this is only episode like 5, I think? Yeah, no, we still got a lot left to do. Considering all of the stuff that we got, like, there's an entire planet on the map that we haven't even been to yet. There's fights we haven't done, alternate routes. You know, like, some levels we go back to twice with different results coming out of them. So we're gonna be taking care of that, but we've done it. We've taken down Andross, and everything is good so far. And I will say, if you can, like, if you manage to learn the controls for this, this is a very enjoyable game. It's Falco and Cat. I think Bill shows up at one point as well. Honestly, like, if you're sort of still in a rut about like how to actually play this game, I'll give you some tips during the credit sequence here while I'm, you know, waiting for everything to go by. Hold it in a comfortable position where your arms can still sort of like move. So I get, like, in my case, I'm sitting in a desk chair right now, and I've got my elbows on the armrests. And just holding it like flat in my hands like this, and then, or like flat on my hands, like so it's parallel with the ground. And so the motion controls just kind of like, I'll have to put like a video to this at some point as well. But so that way you can get the full range of motion with the motion controls, no big deal there. And if you don't want to look down at the gamepad for like cockpit view, do what I've been doing and hit minus to switch between the two, because that is a godsend. I wish they would teach you more about that, because that is really good. On top of that, don't forget to use Y when, if like your reticle is not where you want it to be when you're in resting position. Y resets the reticle, to the center, so that's good to use when it's in resting position. After all that, we've made it back to Corneria. Very reminiscent of the credit sequence from Star Fox 64 as well. I don't care what anyone says, I would definitely, well, maybe not like definitely prefer, but I like it when games sort of like reboot their old stories with like different mechanics and graphics, because it just kind of gives you a feeling of like, wow, I would love to see this old N64 game in like today's modern graphics. And of course,
Star Fox, we are forever in your debt. There's a place for you in the Cornerian army, if you want it.
Sorry, General. We like doing things our own way.
The Great Fox is ready to go.
Ready to go.
Star Fox, move out.
And we start making our way, running through the sunset. I feel like this is just to sort of show off the fact it's like, yeah, we got the walkers in this. Remember this from the debunked Star Fox 2, which is now available to play now. The one thing I will say that's, I don't know if it's an improvement or not, but one of the funnier things about Star Fox 64 was the fact that Slippy would slowly fall behind. In this one, Slippy just like is constantly falling behind, and then like you'll see it here. Desperately runs faster to catch up. Oh man. But that was the main game of Star Fox Zero. Well, not all the main game. That was more or less the linear path that a lot of first-timers would go through in Star Fox Zero. And of course, we got the Great Fox breaching from behind the cliffs there. In 64, I'm sorry, I keep going back to 64 in this one, but when the Great Fox takes off, it looks so much bigger than it actually is. Like, it looks huge, because that plane that they're running on makes it look like that it's coming up out of the ground from much farther away. But there's still a lot more adventures to be had here in the Lylat system. And many more battles, planets, and areas left to explore. I think I might have just repeated myself there. But we did it! We beat the final boss of Andross. And we'll continue to explore more of the Lylat system at a later date. And with the first act of our Let's Play of this coming to a close, I just want to talk a little bit about how not a lot of people really gave this game a chance. Brushing it off mostly as just motion control garbage, and not even really experiencing it for themselves. They're entitled to that. They can, you know, do what they want with it, but I don't know. It's just one of those things where when I see people say that Star Fox Zero was a bad game, the first thing I assume is that they haven't played it. That's the very first thing I assume about them. And I will say that Nintendo didn't do a great job in advertising like a comfortable way to play, because the way that they mostly showed it was holding the gamepad, you know, up in front of you, you know, in terms of like having great aside from having great arm durability, that would take a lot to get used to. So that was like the first like main thing that I saw people like having issues with. But the motion control aiming is really tight. And you just gotta find a comfortable way for you to play. And also utilize things like the minus button, the Y button, as I said like earlier at this point. So I don't know, it's just a matter of, like I said, I've said this many times before, it's just a matter of learning the controls. Because the controls are great. It's just, you gotta learn them. And like, I remember when I first played this, I was a little bit, and I can understand the complaints of the people who were like, I'm not really into this. Because when I first played it, I was kind of like, this is a little bit weird and I'm not used to this at all. But like slowly over time, as I was playing it more and more, I was able to like understand where it's like, I don't always have to hold it up like this. I don't always have to look at the gamepad screen if I want the cockpit view. And learning that Y reset the reticle was a godsend as well. Because, you know, just that. But, you know, that's just my story of it. And I'm hoping that through this Let's Play, more people will be inclined to give this game a chance. Because I'll sing this game's praises from here to next week. I mean, like, Assault, like, I'll say this much, like, Assault had tight controls. Assault was more or less the Star Fox game that we wanted as sort of like a follow-up to 64. It was good in that regard. but like, I don't know, just I guess like having it be, I guess in Star Fox, I like, in a lot of Nintendo games, I like the simpler story better. Where they sort of had in, what was it, in Assault, they sort of had this whole thing with like the Aperoids and whatnot, a lot of characters, and like, you know, Wolf kind of being like a bad guy, good guy, like an anti-hero kind of thing. I guess I like the more straightforward story of it as well. Which of Zero, which puts Zero above Assault in my list, but that's just me. Anyway, like, I kind of got off on a tangent, but this game is definitely worth a shot, and I hope that you guys are willing to try it after watching this Let's Play of it, if you were sort of not wanting to before. And you know what? I highly recommend it. Just try to find a playstyle that fits your comfort.
This is one steep bill, but it's worth it.
Total stuff there. Oh, of course. Can't just press A for this. You got to use the touchscreen. We got, so, a little fun fact about this screen. The amount that you get per enemy killed, per Andross army units destroyed there, is $640 times the amount of, yeah, it's the amount of that you destroyed times $640. So similar to Star Fox 64's, the amount you destroyed times $64. But anyway, I think that about wraps things up here for now. Back in the title screen. Next time on Star Fox Zero, we're gonna go back to Corneria, the first Corneria, and explore ourselves a little bit more of explore a little bit more of the alternate paths that probably have opened up to us a long time ago that we just haven't explored yet. See you all then! Later!